I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will learn how to find x-intercept for sinusoidal function. The question here is, explain how can you find x-intercept of y equals to a sine kx. So I will actually discuss this answer in both degrees and radians. Let us first consider a sine function. So sine function basically will start like this, right? So that is one wave. So let's just concentrate on one wave. Okay, so that is one wave. Okay, so that is a sine wave. If I have y equals to a sine kx, it really means that the amplitude is a, so the maximum is a, minimum value is minus a. Kx means the time period t from here to there. Time period t is equals to, it depends now whether we are working on degrees or in radians. If you are working in degrees, it will be 360 degrees divided by k. If you are working in radians, it will be 2 pi divided by k. So that is the time period between in one particular cycle. So after every one time period, the cycle repeats. As you can see from the graph very clearly, this graph has three x-intercepts, right? And the location of x-intercepts is what? In one full wave, the location of x-intercepts is at 0. So we have x-intercepts at x equals to 0, and then time period, half of time period, so t by 2, and time period t. So that is in general the x-intercepts for a sine function, correct? So now what we will do is we'll just practice with few examples. Let us say the first example is y equals to 2 sine 4x. Write down the x-intercepts for this particular function. Let me take another function as y equals to half of sine, let us say pi x. And let me write down one equation as y equals to minus 1 over 2 sine of x over 2, right? So let us say these are the three functions. You need to find x-intercepts for all the three functions. You can pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. So let's begin with the very first one. First step is to find the time period. So time period here is, if we are doing in radians, it will be 2 pi by 4, which is equals to pi by 2, right? So the time period is 2, and therefore the x-intercepts will be at 0, half of pi by 2, that is pi by 4, and at pi by 2, correct? So these are the three x-intercepts. If you are working in degrees, what you can do is, 1 pi is equals to 180 degrees. So you can change pi with 180 degrees and get your answer, right? Or use this formula to find time period and do the needful. The second question here is y equals to half sine pi x. Since pi is given, we'll work in radians in this case. Time period will be equals to 2 pi by the k value, which is pi. So the time period is 2 for us. Do you see? Time period is 2. And therefore x-intercept will be at x equals to, you can write x equals to 0, half of 2, which is 1, and at 2. The third one here, it is x over 2. We could use degrees in this particular case. So time period will be 360 degrees divided by k. K is half, so divided by k, which is half. So we get 720 degrees as the time period. So in this case, the x-intercepts should be at x equals to 0, half of 720, which is 360 degrees, this is 0 degrees, and at 720 degrees. Do you get the idea? So that is how you have to solve for x-intercepts for the given sinusoidal function in the given form, correct? So let me give you some practice questions now for you. So the questions for you are y equals to 5 sine 2x, y equals to minus sine pi by 2x, and we can say y equals to 3 by 4 sine. So let's write this as 3x, correct, that's fine. So these are your three functions. Find x-intercept for these functions. I hope that gives you good understanding of how to find x-intercepts for a sine wave which has been vertically stretched, vertically or horizontally stretched or compressed. Thank you and all the best.